So, Ashley, we see that you got your miracle. Tell us a little bit about this little guy.
So my little guy, his name is DJ, and he is everything. It took us it was a long road to get here, but one thing I can say is that coming to JCRM, um, they were very thorough. I was willing to just come in here like day one and just do IVF from like the jump. But it didn't work out that way. The doctors here are very careful in everything and how they, determine what each patient needs. And, for my route, they were certain that possibly I could get pregnant, again, on my own with natural, with just a little bit of help because I do have PCOS.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I came here, they did thorough testing I had to do, and I think it's is it IHG?
Mm-hmm.
They did that procedure, and they also removed polyps. And so after those procedures were done, then I was able to start the actual, fertility treatments.
Great. Who did your removal of polyps?
Dr. LePerry. So Dr. LePerry was my primary doctor when I was coming here, and of course I was assisted by the nurses, Nicole at the time, and also Susan, and they were very helpful in my journey. Everybody here is helpful. It got frustrating at a point because it took us probably about a year to actually conceive with DJ, and that can be frustrating because we as women know when you want a baby now. And just our plan didn't work like that. It took a little bit of time, but the doctors were very adamant, and I need to do my part as well. And so that's what I did like about them, because they do hold their patients, accountable. And I was just coming here just thinking, hey, I'm just gonna get shots and then I'm going to get pregnant. And unfortunately, it takes a whole lot to conceive, and a lot of people don't know that. Diet plays an important part, and once you go through like a deep depression, you kind of just want to eat and sleep, and really, you don't really take care of yourself, and that's what I was doing. I had gained a lot of weight. And it just came to a point where I wasn't getting pregnant, and actually Dr. Fox had the Coming to Jesus meeting with me, and was basically like, hey, there's no discussion for IVF right now. You need to lose about 20 pounds, and we'll see what happens from there, because they were persistent that I did not need IVF, but I also needed to take responsibility for my actions and the part that I was doing in the fertility, because they do what they can, but when you leave out of this office, it's up to you to maintain those healthy habits. And so that conversation, I think, did it for me.
That's great.
Yes.
Did it take you by surprise that you were adamant of, look, I'm ready for IVF. I can pay for it. I'm ready to do it, and they said no?
Yes, absolutely. Because most clinics you hear about, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, you can come this day. Here, just give us the check and we'll do this. But no, it did not work that way. There was no conversation about IVF at that last. We were getting ready to move, and I remember I was like, I want to do the IVF consultation. I came in here, and Dr. Fox, he looked at the record to see how long I had been coming, and he basically said, hey, we're doing everything you need to do. But once he asked me that question, well, what are you doing at home? Like, what are you eating? And I was honest, because there's no reason to lie when you come here. And he just looked at me and said, there's no reason for IVF right now. You need to wait a few months, lose a couple pounds, and then come back and see me. And that's basically how that conversation went. And I remember I had group maybe shortly after, and I wasn't even like, I wasn't hurt by it, but it kind of just dawned on me like, okay, I really need, if I want a kid, I need to take accountability, because PCOS, a lot of people don't know, is triggered by, a lot of carbs, a lot of sugar, and everything that you're not supposed to have having PCOS. I was eating it, and not just eating it in little spurts. It was all day, every day, and it takes a minute for that stuff to get out your system. And so after that meeting, maybe about a month, I went and I did pretty good. And I was like, hey, if this cycle doesn't work, then I'll continue with the weight loss journey. And fortunately, I lost a few pounds, and miraculously, we got pregnant with our little one.
Yay.
So IVF was not needed at that time.
That's great. Thank you so much.